Last week at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, MERAB DVALISHVILI proved once again why he is the best bantamweight in the world. He retained his UFC bantamweight championship against Sean O'Malley. He submitted him in the third round, and this was his first win by finish since 2021 and only his second submission in his career, first since 2017, and he really just continues to get better each time we see him. And although the first fight was a decision, and Merab has got a lot of slack about that, the one kind of pushback about Merab is that mostly all of his wins are by submission. Only one in his 12 fight winning or 13 fight winning streak have been by finish. But it doesn't matter because this guy, even though he isn't very young at this point, he is, I believe, 34 years old, he continues to improve and evolve his game. When he, in this fight, Merab started out a little slow the first few minutes of the first round, and Sean's actually seemed like he was getting the better of him on the feet. And then Merab just comes out of nowhere, and with his relentless pace, lands multiple powerful shots on the feet, and then it starts to take him down. And Sean's takedown defense was good early on, but it started to fade as the fight went on. Merab landed 5 of 12 takedowns, and as I've said before this fight, that Merab isn't the most efficient guy taking opponents down, but with his cardio, and I keep saying the word pace, it's inevitable that Merab is going to get his opponent to the ground. And now that he's showing that he has maybe a secret submission game, that could just take his game and could take him to an entirely new level. And this was his third straight title victory, and it puts him in rare air and puts him among an elite group that he's trying to chase. And some people already think he's the best bantamweight champion in the UFC of all time. I don't think so yet. His best friend and teammate Aljamain Sterling does have 4 title wins, does have 3 straight defenses, which is the most ever. TJ Dillashaw has 5 title wins. He's a 2-time champion, and Dominic Cruz has 4 in the UFC, that is. So I think he still needs one more, but I think he is well on his way to becoming the best bantamweight that's ever fought in the UFC, because a fight that seemed like it was next and that seems like it's upcoming is Merab taking on Corey Sandhagen. And although Corey is a little bit better than Sean on the ground, I just see that playing out the same way as his 2 fights with Sean O'Malley played out. And I think Merab, I don't see a contender right now in the bantamweight division that I think can beat Merab DVALISHVILI. But in the co-main event, we saw Kayla Harrison make history and become the second UFC champion and Olympic gold medalist of all time, joins Henry Cejudo, and becomes the first ever fighter that is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, as she was in judo, and a UFC champion. She also won her championship by submission in the second round against Juliana Pena. And this fight had a little bit of a slow start, but quickly you could see that Kayla Harrison, when she took Juliana Pena down, she was 2 for 3 on takedowns in this fight. It just seemed like either Kayla was going to finish her, which she did, or it was just going to be pure domination for 5 rounds, which I expected, which the odds suggested as well. And now, after this, one of the coolest moments I've seen in quite some time. After that fight, Amanda Nunes, the former 2-division champion who retired a couple years ago, got in the octagon and said that she wants to fight again, and Kayla Harrison wants to make the fight against her former teammate in Amanda Nunes. That, to me, could be the biggest women's fight of all time. It could be one of the biggest fights we've seen in quite some time. I can't wait for that. I hope they book that in the second half of 2025. And overall, this card was a pretty good card. We saw Joe Pyfer. He knocked down Gaslam in the first round, won that fight by decision. good win by Pyfer. I know he got some slack because he did have a couple knockdowns and kind of wasn't as aggressive the second part of the fight, but I think that has a little bit to do with, Gaslam's weird style as well. Mario Bautista shut down the hype train that was Patchy Mix, who falls to 20-2 in his MMA career. Bautista continues his win streak, now has the second longest win streak in the bantamweight division. He's won 9 straight fights, and he is a rising contender in this division, and I think he's a couple fights away, could be from a title fight. And Kevin Holland, the always exciting fighter, submitted Vicente Luque in the second round. So 3 submissions on this card. You don't see that very often with no knockouts on the main card, that is. But yeah, I thought Newark brought the energy, the excitement. It was a cool atmosphere, a cool event to be at. What will Sean O'Malley do next? How many fights would he have to win to build himself back up to title contention? And is MERAB DVALISHVILI just unbeatable at this point? And will we finally see the mega fight between Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes in 2025? I can't wait for that one. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm Ryan Wohl, and I'll see you next time.